How much to offer on your real estate wholesaling deals? What is up, guys? Zach in here.
Rick in here.
And in today's video, we're going to show you exactly how much to offer on your real estate wholesaling deals, how much the offer price should be, your ARV, your repairs, the formula, MAO, all that great stuff. So you know exactly when you go talk to a seller, how much your offer should be and exactly how you can make the best profits possible. So if you want to know exactly how to get the right offer price, this is a tutorial for you. So before I break it down, do me a favor, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. So I truly think so many wholesalers really overcomplicate the process of figuring out how much your offer should be. They feel like it should be this crazy, complicated calculation with an abacus and all this crazy formulas that you have to do. And honestly, within 5 minutes, you should easily get your offer price really quick and really simple.
He's right on that. Your offer price has to be quick and simple, because the real reason for it is you're going to have to go through a lot of deals and you can't get in the weeds on every deal. So the main thing is you want to see if the motivation's there for your seller. The best way to do is basically present them a low offer to see if you have room to put a deal together. The last thing you want to do is sit there and just try to offer the perfect offer price, because it doesn't exist. The reality is you want to get the property as cheap as possible. And honestly, without being a realtor, without spending hours in doing comps, you need to gauge their motivation. The best way to do that is just do a lowball offer. And then remember, even if you get rejected, it is a starting point to a negotiation.
So truly in the beginning, your priority should not be the MAO. It should be what we call the Elio. Your LAO is your least allowable offer. Figure out before you give out what your offer price should be, what should the initial offer be? Most people focus on MAO, which is the max allowable offer, but what you need to focus on is your LAO, the least. What you need to know here is your LAO should be at least 15 to 20% below the MAO. So remember, in this video, we're focusing on the LAO also on this because our initial offer should be 15 or 20% below what the max should be. Those margins usually lead us to the best assignment fees possible. But to figure out LAO, we got to figure out the right offer price. So to find the right offer price, we simply only need to figure out 3 things.
The 3 things you need to figure out to establish where to get started on your offer price is first, ARV, the after repaired value. The second one is any of the repair cost. And the third one is your market. So let's deep dive in each one of these 3 aspects. So ARV, after repaired value, that's basically the best case scenario for that property, the highest and the best use. It's nice and pretty. And honestly, it's basically going to be like a realtor comp when you do that. Why? Because you don't know who's going to be buying the property, what they're going to use it for. So the best way to get the best bang for your assignment contract is to represent the ARV. Now, you want to get an accurate ARV. Don't overcomplicate this. Use the comping tools you already have. You can do it free online with just free tools like Zillow, Trilio, Realtor.com, or you can use one of the list services we provide like listrei.com, and it spits it out automatically for you. I get rid of the high and the low. And remember, I still want to use a conservative ARV comp because I need a realistic number, and that's where you want to start at.
Next one here is just repairs. Remember, we figure out what ARV is. ARV is just what the thing's worth on its best day, best condition. Think of those TV show deals where everything looks beautiful and perfect. That's what ARV is. But the thing about ARV is it's what's beautiful, right? Like that's the nicest the property is going to get. The thing is when we have an ugly house, a lot of these deals we deal with in wholesaling real estate, a lot of them are ugly and they have problems. Well, what we got to focus on here is repair costs, because repair cost is going to be the R in ARV, which means we got to figure out what repairs has to be done, how much money I have to put in the property to make it become the ARV. That's it. Repair cost. So whatever I have to put in the property to make it not ugly, that's what the repair cost is. Now, repair costs can get very, very exact and very, very to the point. But the interesting part here is everybody's repair cost is different. My repair cost on the property is going to be different than your repair cost. Contractor's repair cost, your cash buyer's repair cost. Every repair cost is different because materials and labor just is varied around every single thing and every single person. So your repair cost should be a rough comp, or it should be a rough number. Kind of like your ARV, there's no perfect ARV. You got to get just a decent range. So that's why we have here a repair cost worksheet, which really breaks down by square footage and just really on 3 basic categories: light, medium, and heavy repair cost, of exactly what your repairs should be, especially in 2023. And that's really all we got to focus on.
So when it comes to repair costs, there's basically 3 categories. There's going to be light, there's going to be medium, and heavy. So as far as light, that is just cosmetic repairs. It's going to be painting. It's going to be putting in appliances, maybe doing a pressure cleaner. And honestly, those are going to be repairs that can be done easily, can be done fast. And usually the best way to figure out is those repairs can be done in as little as 10 to 14 days in and out the window and well under $10,000. That's what we consider light. When you get into medium, now you're going past cosmetic. You might be including roof, flooring, structural stuff, electrical, HVAC systems that are integral to making the house complete, but the costs are going to go up substantially. And this is usually going to be about 3 times what a cosmetic is. So you're going to go anywhere from 20 to 30 up. And that repair time is typically going to be 30 days, maybe 45 days. And so you get well past the cosmetics. Now you get in the structural, roof elements like that. The third one is heavy repairs. And these are the properties we buy a lot of. And they usually need like a full gut. So most of them are going to be well over $50,000. And honestly, the repair is going to be anywhere from 90 up to 180 days, maybe even 210 days. Now, don't be fearful. We just have to adjust our pricing accordingly because you're not doing the repairs, but your cash buyers need to know what they're getting into. And there's cash buyers that they have entire crews. That's all they do is specialize in, and they're well equipped in breaking them down, and they know what their costs. And their costs are typically going to be cheaper than yours and mine. And so understanding the 3 different categories of how you calculate costs, understanding how much time it takes and the money will help you in structuring your offers to any motivated seller.
So just use that handy dandy repair cost worksheet and help you figure out what repair costs are. Now, the last one we're talking about here is your market. Now, really the only part of the market we need to know is just what type of market we're in and exactly what our percentage should be off our ARV formula. The point here, guys, if the ARV in the market, especially in that low market you have, and especially for your property, is below a certain price, you can get a discount off the ARV minus repairs. Remember, ARV minus repairs is what the present value of the property currently is. If it's worth on its best day $150,000 and it needs $50,000 in repairs, that means the property is worth $100,000. But for me to put $50,000 of repair in the property, all that time, effort, and management, I'm going to need a nice premium off what the thing is actually worth. I'm going to need a discount. So that's why usually if the ARV is 150, I want to get at least 20% off the actual present value price on the property for it to even work for me. And that will probably be your MAO. So we go here on our formula for figuring out what our MAO is, and you'll figure out pretty quick. ARV minus repairs, you multiply that by 70% if your ARV is below 120,000. ARV minus repairs multiplied by 80%. That's if your ARV is between 120 and 200. ARV minus repairs multiplied by 83% if your ARV is between 200 and 275. And anything above 300, you're going to be at least 85%. The point here is this is just a rough MAO to figure out what the most we can offer on a property like this. This isn't where we should give our offer initially, but this is a good range to figure out what our break-even point is. And then from there, we get to figure out what our actual offer is going to be. And that is our LAO.
So put simply, your LAO is going to be a 15 to 20% discount off your MAO. And I want you to think of this as a range. So your MAO is here, that you can't go past that, and your LAO is where you started. Somewhere in the middle is going to wind up being the price. So if you take like a $200,000 home, basically if you start with your LAO and stop trying to get close to your MAO to get a yes on the first try. So say you offer 150, 160, I'm just rounding numbers here, and you get rejected. That's fine. So if you got rejected, you're typically going to get a counter. So now you get a counter at say 168. So if you have a MAO of 200, this is on this side, and then you have your LAO and say it came in at 160. Your range is between 160 and 200. You can go a little bit lower, you go up a little bit higher. What I want you to do is stay away from trying to start and getting that initial yes. Now, odds are you're going to get rejected on your LAO. As long as you built up good rapport and you're having a great conversation, you just narrow the range down. So if they give you a counter and go, listen, I can't take anything less than 181, guess what? 181 is now your new MAO, and then just squeeze that up there. And now you've got a much smaller window to close the gap on your negotiations. Stop trying to reach and get as close as you can to your MAO. Use your LAO. Make sure you build up a great rapport And when they give you a counter, now you're in the real part of the negotiations. And you know what? You have no idea what's inside your seller's head. You have to understand that. Stop trying to predict what your seller's going to give you. Stop trying to anticipate it, because you'll be shocked what some people really just want to get rid of a property. And if you start with your LAO and then you know your cap is your MAO, somewhere in the middle, you're going to get the best deal possible on all your wholesaling deals.
And so that's it, guys. That is what your offer should be. Do not think about the gurus or the other YouTubers that say 70% is the only rule you can do. Only offer 70% off the MAO. ARV minus repairs multiply 70%. 70% works when the property's under $120,000. If you legitimately look at 70% off a $400,000 MAO, that would mean at minimum you're making 120 grand off an assignment deal. Like, that makes no sense at all. I've done deals like this. I know how legit cash buyers are because I'm actually a cash buyer and I talk to a ton of cash buyers. And really, if you have a cash buyer that says, I want to do 65% of ARV minus repairs, whatever it is, that everyone talks a big game. All you got to do is just lock up the deal for the lowest price you can and just see if that cash buyer is willing to pay anything above that. That's secretly what this business is about. Overcomplicating it will not get you anywhere. Do the comps fast, do the repairs fast, do everything fast so you can get the lowest price possible. The point of figuring out what your offer price and your MAO should be is to figure out where you should not be. If you figure out the MAO is right here, now I know I got to be way over here. That is the point. So be quick with your offers, be very low with your offers, and do it with confidence and efficiency. If you want to learn exactly the right scripts on exactly how to give the offer the right way to actually get them accepted, even when they're a super lowball offer, do me a favor. Make sure you go to freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course. We'll show you exactly how to do it step by step. This is Zach Ginn signing out.
Rick Ginn signing out.
Have a blessed one.
See you guys.